Welcome to the 155th episode of the Supernatural Occurrence Studies Podcast.
I plead the 55th.
I plead the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5th.
Yeah, exactly. I love that show.
My name is Jason Knight, host of the show. And who is you?
Who is me? My name is Oscar Spector.
Producer extraordinaire and podcast co-host. 2 shows in a row.
They don't know that. They don't need to know that.
They don't need to know that.
Oh, I see. 2 shows in a row made, like in.
Yes.
Oh, I see. That's
yes.
I ruined the magic.
I'm fulfilling my promise.
Yes.
How have you been? How have you been, Oscar?
Oh, I've been good. You know, there is something.
You got news? Because I don't really have any news.
It's
since
not like
last
news.
Episode.
It's not news. Something recent. I mean, it's just a pop culture thing. But I think it's fun, and I think it's up your alley. I recently been into this thing that I found on TikTok. TikTok inspires me so randomly and out of nowhere, or tells me about something so randomly and out of nowhere, as social media does.
Do you know I don't have TikTok?
I believe it. Well, you're old.
I don't have it.
I think there's an age limit when you start going on.
Do you know how hard it is for me to watch TikToks that people send me because I don't have TikTok?
Is it hard?
It's very hard.
So I should stop sending you TikToks?
And time-consuming.
Time-consuming. Just fucking get the app.
No, because the Chinese are watching my...
They're watching you
everything.
Anyway, and they don't also care what you're doing.
Yeah, I'm nobody.
Right.
I'm literally nobody.
Right, we're all really nobodies. You have comfort in that.
Have comfort in that I ain't shit.
That you're a part of the masses.
Yeah, sorry.
No,
TikTok.
you're fine. You're fine.
TikTok.
Anyway, but through TikTok, I found this thing that's been on and already a thing for a while, years now. You are familiar with the Harry Potter franchise.
Of course, yes.
More importantly, you are familiar with the Harry Potter novels.
Yes.
Big fan. We are a big fan. That's one of the things we bonded over.
Super big fan.
Earlier in our friendship.
Yep. Remember, I had the final book delivered to my wedding reception.
I remember. I tell that to people often.
But...
Yes.
Caveat here is it's been ages since I read those books or seen those movies.
No, right.
So hopefully we don't have to draw on my knowledge here.
Well, not too much.
The old memory isn't so good no more.
You've also heard of fanfic, correct?
Sure. Yes.
Right. Have you read any fanfic or looked out for any specific fanfic in your lifetime? It doesn't have to be sexual. Like it doesn't.
This is so stupid. Yeah. Yes. Mm-hmm. And it was Texas Chainsaw fan fiction.
Okay, cool.
Very specifically that, and I don't remember the number of the movie, but it was the one with Matthew McConaughey.
Number 4, I think.
Is that 4?
I think so.
Where he was part of a society.
Yeah.
And with the nipple rings, the guy had 3 nipples, all this fucking weird
vague.
shit.
It's vague in my memory, but I remember that movie being crazy.
Yeah, in the movie itself, that whole thing is vague. So I went online, what the fuck does this mean?
Yeah.
And then I got down the rabbit hole of fanfic on that particular...
People expand on that universe.
Yes.
Right?
Yes, and it went in crazy places, of course,
I bet.
as fanfic does. So I am familiar with it, yes.
Okay. I found maybe my favorite, at least, not that I'm an expert in Harry Potter fanfic, but I found an amazing piece of fanfic that's been around and famous for a while, again, new to me this year, that I think you might be interested in.
Ooh, what is it?
So, it is 50 chapters.
Wow.
They're long. And they're not long, but they're like the equivalent of 2 early Harry Potter books or 1 later novels size books. Basically that length. Think of that length. An extra book, let's say. Accounting a time where it's called Oh No, Not Again. That's what it's called.
Okay.
Oh, no, it's called Oh God, Not Again. Sorry, my bad. Oh
As
God,
you're
Not
talking,
Again.
I'm jumping here and I'm going to look it up.
I've been listening to the audiobook version on YouTube, which is free to hear. Oh. So that's how I've been doing it as I work out or as I make Legos or whatever. And some random person studied, paid attention, wrote.
Found it.
Yep, super famous in the internet. And what it's about is that the synopsis is that Harry Potter's 23. He's about to become an Auror. This is after the events of Voldemort Down and everything. Spoiler alert for that old show now, movies.
Yeah, I don't know if it's spoiler anymore.
No, I don't think so. He starts having these dreams or nightmares about the veil that took Sirius Black in the Department of Mysteries in Book 5.
Oh, God, yeah.
Okay.
That's right. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Just having these weird dreams about it. And then he goes to sleep. Something happens. He seemingly goes through the veil in a weird way. And he wakes up. He is 11 years old again.
Oh.
He is back on Privet Drive. And it's year 1 of Harry Potter. but it's him being 23 years old.
Like mentally, he's 23, so he knows what he went through. Now he could do things different. I'm in.
It's exactly.
The
shit that he does is funny. It's interesting. It goes into weird, wacky places because he's having fun. He's not like fearful of everything. He's fucking with everyone.
Oh my god.
He's interested in making money fast. He's like, for example, like he befriends Draco like day one.
Instead of
oh
my god, like that right there changes the entire universe.
When he meets Lockhart, Gilderoy Lockhart, he like joins up with him to make a book about their exploits and make more money and get like understand his celebrity status. It is,
dude, I got it bookmarked right here.
It is awesome.
Thank you for that. That is cool.
Awesome.
Because I am kind of looking for something new to get into. I'm finishing up a Stephen King book that just came out now. So I've been looking for something. I've been
listening to 5 chapters a day, and I'm on chapter 28 or something.
So let me ask you, with fanfic, does it have to be multiple authors, or could it be one?
In this case, it's one author.
It is one author.
I don't know how they are normally, but I'm sure it's a mixed match of all that shit. But this is one person.
Well, I mean...
And some people did like they collected money, maybe through Patreon, I think it was through Patreon, to make the audiobook.
Wow.
Available, and it took them a while to subscribers and paid stuff, and they finished it all. It's been finished, and I've been listening to it.
How old is it?
I don't know how old, but a few years old now.
Okay. I will definitely check it out.
I have no idea how it ends. I'm like a little over halfway.
Wow, maybe someone out there, if you've read this or listened to it,
that's pretty cool.
Let us know. Oh, good. Contact at chicagoghostpodcast.com.
I can't believe you remember that.
Right there.
Yeah.
But no, that sounds awesome.
Yes.
There's a whole new take on. Has J.K. Rowling said anything?
I haven't looked into it in that depth.
I wonder.
And it sounds, I'm not saying it sounds like J.K. Rowling because it sounds like an older Harry Potter, honestly, in his head. But like also, it does have whiffs of that. It feels like in another book.
Damn.
In some ways.
All right,
yeah.
Cool.
I think this person whose username was Sarah something did a really good job with this fanfic.
That's great.
Highly recommend.
There you go, listeners.
And no, there's not a dirty book either. It's totally a normal Harry Potter book.
Oh, no, not again.
It's called Oh God, Not Again.
Oh God, Not Again. There you go, listeners. Check it out.
Yes.
I'm going to do it.
I'm so enjoying it.
Great. All right. So you don't know what we're talking about tonight. You have no clue.
Oh, no, I have no clue.
I told you absolutely jack shit about this one. I figured, the last 3 episodes have been all serial killery.
Oh, yeah, a lot of ours are.
Yeah, this time I wanted to go whimsical.
Whimsical?
We're going whimsical.
So maybe like the whimsy of Harry Potter is a connective tissue here.
No correlation I could even think of at all.
No, but they're both, it's whimsical.
They're both whimsical.
Right, that's what I meant. Yeah.
Let's take a break. We'll be right back.
Let's do it.
Listeners, welcome back to the show.
I've never heard of Sandman.
You just jumped the gun like a motherfucker. Because I didn't do the lights are turned down low. The cerebral candles. Fuck it. Oscar.
I just wanted to fuck with you because we start. I fucked with you.
Oscar, have you ever seen...
Oh, we're going to go with it?
Then we're going.
Okay.
It's late. Okay. Have you ever seen...
what?
The Netflix series that came out a few years ago called The Sandman?
Yeah, I think I have seen that, yeah.
It's that show, it's the main character is called Dream, or Lord Morpheus.
Yeah.
Who's basically the personification of humanity's dreams. And he has this power to kind of hop in and out of dreams and even control them.
Yeah.
Right? Really good show.
It's a real cool show, yeah.
I'm a fan. I think
I know Brianna Tarth, isn't it? Plays Lucifer.
You're right. That's right, for Game of Thrones fans. Really good show. I think, aren't they coming out with a season 2 soon?
I hope so, man.
I think it's on the horizon.
I hope so.
It's
here. So cool. And the serial killer guy with all those... Yeah, it's so cool.
Yeah. Good show. So we got this idea of someone who could enter dreams, control humanity's dreams, right? What about, have you seen the Nick Cage movie called Dream Scenario?
I love that movie.
Yeah, so Katie and I watched it. It was fun. We had a good time with it.
Some cringy-ass moments, though.
Do you think?
That scene with the girl in the apartment.
Oh, cringy as far as making you uncomfortable.
Yes.
Yeah. Not cringy bad.
Oh, I see. It's still bad.
I agree.
He's about to cheat on his wife too. That's also bad. But yes.
So we watched it. Great. And actually, Dream Scenario even makes a brief reference to this thing, this entity, this being that we're going to talk about tonight. But basically, in the movie Dream Scenario, Nicolas Cage, who I love, plays this mild-mannered, dorky biology teacher named Paul Matthews, right? Whose life is turned upside down. He kind of has this mundane, boring life. Life is turned upside down when suddenly millions of people all over the world start seeing him in their dreams. And Paul Matthews, he takes on these different roles in people's dreams, from benevolent to violent to sexy, just like you were saying when he was with that girl cheating on his wife. That was a dream. And just like with Lord Morpheus in the Sandman series, Dream Scenario is based around this really cool idea of the dream surfer, a sentient being that possesses the power to enter, move around in and affect people's dreams. And it's this fascinating idea of a dream surfer that gave me the idea for this episode, because there just might be a real dream surfer out there right now, and he's known simply as this man. This man.
Oh, I know what we're doing.
Do you know what this is?
I think so. I mean, I don't know the details, so I definitely want to hear more.
Okay.
But I think I know what you're doing. Yes.
All right. Okay. Now, over the last decade or so, maybe you've seen memes about this man, because for a long time, he was everywhere. It's this sketch of this very strange-looking man with black hair, black eyes, a receding hairline, these huge bushy eyebrows, and razor-thin lips turned up in this creepy little smile, with the words, "Have you seen this man?" or "Ever dreamed this man?" written across the top. It looks almost like a wanted poster you'd find stapled to a telephone pole, or tacked up at your local police station or post office.
or milk carton.
Or milk carton. Now, listeners, go to the show notes to see what I'm talking about, because if you're not familiar, you got to check this thing out. It's an image that really resonates with people in strange ways. It's clearly a human face, yet at the same time, it's not. And it's this slightly off-kilter image of something that's supposed to be human, but at the same time isn't, is what gives us this very uncomfortable feeling, something called uncanny valley. Now, uncanny valley, it's a real psychological concept that describes the feeling of unease or even revulsion we humans experience when we see or interact with something that is almost, but not quite, human. You see this concept a lot when it comes to AI and the AI robots scientists are developing, ones that could almost perfectly mimic human expression and human speech. But no matter how hard scientists try, the result is never exactly human-looking or exactly human-sounding, which really fucks with people. It's like we have this deep-rooted subconscious revulsion to things that try to mimic us, humans. We instinctively don't trust it and feel little empathy towards it. Pretty interesting stuff, this uncanny valley. And I think uncanny valley also applies to the sketch of this man. For whatever reason, deep down, he just gives people the creeps.
I just saw the photo.
So now that you saw
I could see that being a little creepy, especially if I just woke up and I see it. I might be.
Wait, like it's in your dream, you just remember it from your dream or something? That could be horrifying.
That could be a little bit like that. We did a show on this one internet horror thing on YouTube with it was scaring kids. I forget what it was. I'm sorry.
We did here?
Yeah.
Momo.
Yeah, that one.
Momo. Yeah, I remember that episode, the internet challenge.
Thank you. I knew you knew it. Yeah.
So when you saw this man's photo, do you remember, is that what you thought we were talking about?
Yes, but what little I knew about it, I hadn't actually seen a photo. So the wanted poster is a little new to me, but I know this phenomenon.
Okay.
So like that's what I need. I just heard about it. It's not like, again, I didn't read a book on it or anything.
Got it. Okay. And how does it? So it is a little creepy to you.
Yeah. I mean, the photo itself, like by itself, yes, it's a little creepy.
Yeah.
It does. It both equal parts seems computer generated or made up, and also it could be a real person. I'm sorry, a pitiable person maybe, because I'm sorry you look that way. But
Yeah.
but yes, also both. I feel like a little bit of both. As you were saying about the uncanny valley aspect of a little empathy and all that, right? To not real things, right? That are made to look like something else.
Exactly.
I feel like animals get through this a lot too, like an equal footing when you show them a realistic looking but completely fake dog next to your dog. They almost always get freaked out. They almost always react strange.
They don't like it.
No. A lot of them don't like it when you wear that cat mask and a human's walking around wearing it. They get freaked out. You see videos of them for funny. To be funny.
Yeah, you're right.
They freak out because they understand it's wrong. Like on a nature level.
Animal kingdom. I love
It's like a nature level wrong. It's not just us. There's no logic to it.
I'm going to research that. That's interesting.
It feels like there's no logic to it. It's like just nature.
We've seen.
It's like we're trying to fight nature in this case.
Yeah, we've seen here with our cats. If there was a stuffed animal of a cat, they attack it. They don't like it.
Oh, yeah?
They avoid it.
Really?
Yeah.
That sounds right.
Damn.
I'm not saying that's true with all of them. There's some weird cats, I'm sure, but like in general, when you wear something semi-realistic looking like that, it freaks them out.
Crazy.
Yeah.
So this is the thing. This is some deep-rooted shit. Okay, so background and any information on this man, it's pretty vague. A lot of stories like this tend to have vague backgrounds, don't they?
Well, yeah.
Now, in the case of this man, it's said that in 2006, a, quote, well-known psychiatrist in New York sketched the now infamous face based on a description provided by one of his patients, with the patient saying that this thing was haunting his dreams, and that the man in the sketch didn't even closely resemble anyone the patient knew in the real world. Now, as the story goes, this well-known psychiatrist, who's never named, by the way,
I bet,
left his sketchbook open on his desk, and a few days later, another patient sees the sketch of this man and immediately freaks out, saying that he, too, had been seeing the same man in his dreams. And realizing that something strange was going on, the psychiatrist passes his sketch to some of his colleagues, and sure enough, many of their patients were also encountering this man in their dreams, too.
Is it like a visual infection?
Ah, interesting.
Like a visual virus?
I have a theory later.
Because viruses and bacteria, they exist in so many different levels, from coughing, even noise can have a sort of effect on you, tinnitus and stuff like that.
Sure.
Frequencies. We know that for sure. It's proven. Can you do that visually? I wonder if that's what this is.
I bet you could. I think you could.
Will I have one tonight?
Interesting.
Or tomorrow, really?
Let us know if you do, for sure.
I'm curious, but I don't want to. I don't want it.
Well, there are two listeners. If you look at the photo in
my daily waking life is nightmarish enough.
I just ruined your whole life with this story.
Right.
If listeners see the photos in the show notes and something happens with you, you dream it or encounter it, let us know. Let us know. Contact us.
Yeah. Okay. Continue. Sorry.
No. So again, the idea of this man is that he's some sort of a dream surfer, someone or something that can enter our dreams at will. And although thousands of people from all over the world claim to have encountered this man in their dreams, to this day, no one's been able to identify him in the real world as an actual flesh and blood person. And possibly even more strange is that descriptions of encounters with this man are all over the place, kind of like Nicolas Cage's character in Dream Scenario.
Well, it should be said that in that Dream Scenario film, 100% of all the encounters and people he had in dreams with, at first, were just him watching them. Like him not involved.
It was just that then it progressed?
Like no matter, like the person was having a dream, whatever that dream was, he was there just watching, even casually observing, but not doing anything. It isn't until later in the movie, spoiler, that he becomes violent.
Got it. Okay. So this kind of, I guess, is similar because in the background, in a lot of people's dreams, he's a background character, just like Paul Matthews, Nicolas Cage, you just mentioned. Yeah. Kind of just standing there watching the dreamer with those black eyes and that strange smile. But then, in other people's dreams, they claim he's been sexual with them. In other instances, he provides the dreamer with cryptic advice. For example, a lot of stories say this man instructs the dreamer to simply go north. While in other dreams, this man is violent, reportedly chasing down and murdering people. And if you look at the sketch and the image that this thing, and imagine this thing chasing you down and overtaking you, dude, terrifying.
Yeah.
Most accounts say this man rarely speaks, except for the whole go north thing. But when he does speak, no one can remember what his voice sounds like, or even if he verbally speaks at all. Some say he communicates telepathically. Now, of course, people have been desperately trying to understand this man's intentions, and understand why he behaves so differently, encounter to encounter, from benign to murderous. All we know is what he looks like, and that thousands of people from all over the world experience him in different, sometimes downright terrifying ways when they dream. Where he comes from and what he wants is anyone's guess. Now, of course, there's a lot of theories about who or what this man is. One theory is that this man is God. If you take
like Yahweh?
Yes. God, yes. If you take the idea that God is supposed to be the reflection of all humankind and vice versa, and if you cut the sketch of this man into 4 parts, top, bottom, left, right, like I've done for you guys in the show notes, suddenly this man is many men, or all men. If you look at this man from the nose up, he's clearly an old man. Look at the nose down, and he's a young man. And if you separate the left side of his face from the right side, he looks like 2 completely different people. It really is like this man is every man all rolled into one. Check the show notes to see what I'm talking about. It's freaky.
It's not wrong. It's kind of freaky. Yeah, I'm looking at it. I'm doing it right now, dividing it with my hand.
You see that?
Highline.
So that's God. That's every man.
Right.
The reflection of God. Man is the reflection of God.
Right. Huh.
Well, of course, that doesn't explain this man killing people or having sex with them in their dreams, but it's a theory. Now, another theory, and I really like this one, is that this man is actually an archetype found in what Swiss psychiatrist and psychoanalyst Carl Jung called the collective unconscious. Now, very briefly, according to Jung, the collective unconscious is a part of our human psyche that contains information inherited from our ancestors and shared by all humans. Jung believed that experiences of a common past have made deep, permanent impressions on the human mind, and that the collective unconscious contained archetypes, these universal symbols or themes that are present in the mythology and folklore of all cultures, all over the globe. Some examples of common archetypes found in the collective unconscious are the mother figure, seen as virginal and pure, mothering and supportive, yet seductive, unpredictable, mysterious, and cruel. There's the wise old man archetype, which symbolizes someone that possesses great wisdom, knowledge, and judgment. There's the water archetype, symbolizing life, cleansing, mystery, and even death. And the tree of life archetype represents the source of life, the cycle of life, harmony, balance. Then there's the shadow archetype and the trickster archetype. Now, the shadow archetype consists of our behavior traits that we see as negative, and we tend to hide these shadow archetypes from others because it's our source of stress and shame. Our repressed ideas, weaknesses, wants, sexual desires, animal instincts, and our perceived shortcomings. These are all found in the shadow archetype. Now, the trickster archetype represents the irrational, chaotic, and unpredictable side of our thoughts and behavior, as well as humanity's duality, or the fact that we're capable of greatness and evil, of being virtuous and deceitful, of being able to love and hate. So the theory is that this man is actually a subconscious archetype, personified, likely the shadow or the trickster, or a combination of the two. And I really like this theory, the idea that there's something we're experiencing on a subconscious level in our waking lives, some problem or issue is personified in our dreams as this man to kind of help us deal with our issues. But at the same time, Uncanny Valley makes us weary and even afraid of this man. So we're never able to fully reconcile whatever's bothering us, like our subconscious is fighting itself. I think this is kind of a really interesting theory and concept.
That is cool. It does remind me of something else that will require another animal example.
What is it?
But I think it tracks a little bit. Have you ever given or shown a pickle to a cat?
Not a pickle, but I think we've done, because we've seen it off the internet, cucumbers. Same fucking thing.
Same
right?
thing, yeah.
They hate them.
They hate them. You know why?
No.
They think they're snakes.
Subconscious.
So animals have this. Birds, for example,
shit.
they grow up, when they leave the nest, they don't get instructions on how to build a nest. They just know how to do it from generations of birds.
There you go.
Right? You can use that same, if I use that same logic with humans, and obviously we're much more complex in many ways and self-aware, not to mention, I think that this could serve as a way, that's collective unconsciousness, could be like genetic information passed down unbeknownst to us in ways that we maybe don't understand. For example, like the human eye, I read this somewhere, the human eye can see more shades of green than any other color because we evolved from primates. And in the jungle, we had to discern those differences. We still have that from so long ago. We still have that ability. It's not like that's went away.
Right.
It's not like we see more red now. No, we see green the most.
Wow.
And I think with that same logic, you could apply it to this man being, well, what is it? That they're like answering that question is where you can go anywhere. Well, to what you said, which could explain a lot of where deities, lore, legend, folklore, especially if not religion, can come from whatever this person used to be, if it was a person. Right. You know, it's like that, and that makes it feel like more
Very interesting.
fucking weird. Yeah. And that could be cool. Right. So I like it. I like connecting that to it.
You're right. It does track. That's very interesting. This was a fun one.
Yeah.
Like researching it. Okay.
Yeah.
Good. So you're into it so far.
Yes.
Okay. Now, how about something called the dream imitation theory? Now, while I like the theory about archetypes and the shadow and the trickster, I think something called the dream imitation theory makes the most sense when trying to describe what this man is. Now, this theory is really simple. The dream imitation theory says that people only dream about this man after hearing about him and seeing his picture. That seeing his picture and hearing his story leaves an imprint in people's subconscious, probably due to Uncanny Valley, and that image is then expressed in dreams. I'm sure we've all had this happen at one time or another where maybe we see something on TV right before we fall asleep and bam, it's in our dream that night, right?
Yeah.
And to me, this theory makes the most sense. Kind of
like the virus.
The virus, or what you were saying earlier, am I going to dream this tonight? Right. Because we talked about it. Same thing here. I think that makes the most sense.
Also, I feel like maybe what goes in hand with that could support this theory is that maybe because of the simplicity and yet uniqueness of the sketch, that upon hearing the story, maybe not so much the story, but watching or looking at the picture, it makes a veritable imprint into your mind more than any other random thing, like the poster behind your head or your bottles of booze on that wall, because it isn't familiar.
Right.
Right. And it imprints it faster. It makes it easier for people to recollect it in a dream the day after, the night of, or a week later, and therefore report it or talk about it, and it becomes like snowballs itself into lore that we're here today.
Interesting. Talking about it. Yeah.
Maybe.
Who knows?
I don't know.
No, you're good. That's right. Now, over the years, of course, people have searched our world, the real world, for inspiration behind this man, like the actual flesh and blood person that inspired this man. Yeah. As it turns out, there are people out there who just might be the inspiration behind this man, and actually quite a few. And I've chosen 4.
Okay.
for people who this might be. Again, check the show notes because I've created images comparing this man to each of the people we're going to talk about. Actually, it's 3 people and an object. You'll see what I mean.
Okay.
Anyway, check out the photos. All right, so the first one, Carl Sagan.
Okay.
Carl Sagan. One possible culprit is world-famous astronomer, astrophysicist, and science communicator, the late Dr. Carl Sagan. Now, in case you don't know, at one point, Dr. Sagan was the most well-known scientist in the country, if not the world, before Neil deGrasse Tyson.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. He's
Eat
super
your
famous.
heart out.
I read one of his books.
Yeah. I did too. And Sagan is probably most famous for his research in the possibility of extraterrestrial life and for a 13-part television series he did in the 80s called Cosmos, A Personal Voyage, which has been viewed by almost 500 million people worldwide.
Yeah.
Just massive reach. Actually, there's so much to talk about regarding Sagan's work and his contributions to science and the search for aliens that we just don't have time to even put a dent.
Yeah.
But, unfortunately, it's Sagan's eyebrows, his receding hairline, and big forehead that make him a this man suspect.
Okay.
And when you put the two side by side, you can really see a resemblance. And what I really like about the Carl Sagan is this man theory is that Dr. Sagan was so whimsical, his theories so out there, and his contributions to the search for ET life were so vast. Wouldn't it just be perfect if he somehow lived on as this man?
Also, it could be perfect that an alien would choose an amalgamation of the human that's closest to understanding or looking for them to, like, imprint their nature onto us. Because it's so weird, an alien, right?
Exactly.
Right.
The other thing that the whole alien aspect with Sagan, think of, not that he necessarily talked about Men in Black, but a lot of encounters people have with Men in Black, supposedly, they're like, they look like a man, but something was just off. It made me really uncomfortable.
Okay.
They just didn't act the same way we would act. They didn't dress the same way we would dress. Their facial expressions didn't match what ours would do. That's what it reminds me. I just got the goosebumps.
That's cool.
Here's another possible suspect. Rich and famous for his work on the Broadway plays Cats, Jesus Christ Superstar, Aveda, Joseph and the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat, Phantom of the Opera, and School of Rock, Sir Andrew Lloyd Webber is also famous for possibly being the inspiration behind this man.
Really?
Now, I'm sorry, but Sir Andrew Lloyd Webber is a really odd-looking dude. Just go to the show notes. With his weird lips, bushy eyebrows, high forehead, more like a 5 head, and his receding hairline, when I put his photo next to the sketch of this man, the resemblance literally gave me the chills. Check the show notes, you'll see what I mean. I do not want to have a dream starring Sir Andrew Lloyd Webber running and hunting me down. No, thank you. Very scary.
Well, you're an active dreamer. You could probably fight back, no problem.
I am a lucid dreamer.
Lucid dreamer. That's
lucid.
Right. Active.
Yes, I could.
Active.
I could control it, wake up from it on my command. If I don't like the way it's going, I could.
See, I can't do that.
Sometimes change it. Yep.
That's
cool. I've always been. Yeah. Now, next we have Michael J. Anderson. Do you know who that is?
No, it sounds familiar, though.
Okay. Who's best known for his role as the man from another place in David Lynch's awesome television series, Twin Peaks, and from the movie Twin Peaks, Fire Walk With Me.
I mean, I've seen all that. It's one of my favorite shows.
Both from the early 90s, right? Yeah, loved it. The man from another place is that tiny character that lived in the Black Lodge. He dressed in the red suit.
Oh, yeah.
And
that's his name?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
The man from another place.
Cool.
And who very creepily talked backwards.
See, out of all these people so far, him I can immediately envision. Because it's a show I've seen. So he talks backwards.
Yes.
Well, he actually talks forward, but it's like we recorded backwards and said forward. It's like one of those weird effects.
Yeah, the actor isn't talking backwards.
Well, he does talk backwards in reality, but then they play that forward. And that's why it sounds so weird.
That's how they did it?
Yeah, it's like some weird trick where they it's either said backwards and played forward, which I don't think so. I think it's said backwards and played forward. Whatever.
I just remember the way he was like,
yeah, that's why.
I would get the goosebumps every time he talked.
100%.
That's Michael Anderson. So I guess if you know, you know.
Right.
Kids, ask your parents, right? Now, Michael Anderson, he was born with a genetic disorder called osteogenesis imperfecta, a disease that leads to frequent breaks in long bones and improper healing, which ultimately left Michael with a shortened stature of only 3 feet 7 inches. 3 feet 7 inches. His short stature and misshapen head lent a heavy creep factor to his Twin Peaks character. And if you compare his photo to the sketch of this man, there is a resemblance, and Michael J. Anderson is often credited as being the inspiration behind this man.
And he's obviously super famous among a lot of things. He's done a lot of movies, especially with David Lynch, but arguably his most famous thing is that he appears in an FBI agent's dream.
Oh, in Twin
Peaks, I'm saying. He's famous for appearing in dreams. You know what I'm saying?
Good point.
Yeah.
I didn't write
You
that
just
in
described
there.
that scene when he's talking backward. That's the dream that agent, what's his name?
Oh, God, I can't remember the
Someone's going to kill me. Damn good cup of coffee. Fuck. Whatever his name is. Yeah, whatever.
No, great point. He's in the dream. So, yeah, a lot of people credit him with being... So that's just one more peg for Michael J. Anderson.
Yeah.
He appears in people's dreams. Okay. Finally, as far as...
Next is Robert Englund for appearing as Freddy.
Well, there's some Freddy-esque to this, too.
Yes.
You know,
yes, yeah.
not as violent, but of course. The final one, it's not a human. I like it because it plays heavily with this idea of uncanny valley, where we as humans are, again, subconsciously programmed to be leery of things that are made to look human. And what better example than an old-school ventriloquist dummy?
Oh, I see.
Now, this particular dummy was featured in 2 Twilight Zone episodes. One titled The Dummy from 1962, where the dummy was named Willie, and another episode called Caesar and Me from 1964, where the dummy was named, well, Caesar. Now, even though both episodes have different plots, there is a common thread of the dummy having free will. And in both episodes, it torments and manipulates the ventriloquist in different, frightening ways.
Oh, so it's a bitch. It's an asshole.
It's an asshole, yes. Now, I rewatched both of these episodes before I scripted this episode, and they're awesome. They're so good for their time.
I mean, Rod Serling was badass.
I mean, no other. You can't... Incomparable, Rod Serling. Fantastic. Highly recommend both episodes. Check them out. Anyway, if you look at the image I left in the show notes, there are a lot of similarities between this man and the Twilight Zone dummy. And you add that creepy, uncanny valley factor, and considering this dummy is famous and it's old, it predates the names of this man.
Yes.
I think this very well could be the real inspiration behind this man. Listeners, check the show notes. Let us know what you think. Contact at chicagoghostpodcast.com. And just so you know, the dummy, the Twilight Zone dummy, is alive and well and living in David Copperfield's International Museum of Library of the Conjuring Arts in Las Vegas. International Museum and Library of the Conjuring Arts in Las Vegas.
International Library of Pithy Titles.
Right.
.com.
So the dummy still exists. Now, alas, as intriguing as the story is, this man might be nothing more than a well-orchestrated hoax. You see, in 2008, an Italian sociologist and marketer named Andrea...
I like it. You're like, and marketer. like I heard that word in italics.
You know, I have it in italics right here.
Nice.
Marketer.
Nice.
His name was Andrea Natella. He created a website called thisman.org. And it's this website that gave us the story of the unnamed, well-known psychiatrist from New York and how he created the famous sketch based off his patient's description. It's all on this website. And it's this website that describes how this man looks and how he acts. And after this man went viral, Natella opened up and admitted he made the whole thing up as a guerrilla marketing campaign to explore the power of the internet's ability to create and spread urban legends and collective myths.
So like creepypasta stuff. Huh?
Yes. Nutella even admitted that the sketch of this man was based off a photograph he had of his own father when his father was a young man. And for whatever reason, just like with creepypasta and Slenderman,
Right.
the image of this man resonates with people on this deep level. And from there, the internet did what it does best. It commandeered Nutella's creation. Pure fiction given a massive boost by the internet. Nothing more, nothing less. Or maybe this man really is a dream surfer. And what happened with Nutella was reverse dream imitation theory. In other words, this man entered Nutella's dreams, which in turn inspired Nutella to create the website and the image and the story, which brought this man to the masses. And now he's everywhere, he's real, and people all over the world are experiencing him at their most vulnerable time, while they're asleep. And maybe this man is out there right now, surfing Jung's collective unconscious, waiting for the next person to fall asleep.
All right.
This man. And this is I like this one. I like this one. I like the concept of a dream surfer. I like the concept of this common theme that people have from all over the world at their most vulnerable time, or are experiencing this common theme at their most vulnerable time while they're asleep. I just love that idea.
It is, it is cool. It's nifty. It is Freddy Krueger-esque in some way. If anything, it's limiting for Freddy Krueger. I feel like he's thinking too small. These kids on Elm Street, you could expand yourself.
Go worldwide.
Dude, fucking we need some marketing. You need Nuttall over there to do it for you.
Yeah. I was like, was his name Nutella? Yum.
Right. Yeah, no, it's cool. It reminds me also, everything we talked about it so far, which is much closer to what I'm about to say. There is this, the Nightmare on Elm Street movies are dumb, but they're really cool in concept and the ways it can be funny and horrifying, the way dreams can go crazy. But one of those things is that in the 6th movie, I want to say, Freddy's Dead, there's a whole aspect to it where there are these like weird demons of a sorts that are like they give Freddy Krueger
the dream demons. Yeah,
yes, they give Freddy Krueger his powers, and these demons could be very easily be personified to be, like that Netflix show we just mentioned, Sandman. That could be Morpheus, or could be the dream god, or Night. Like it feels like it could be an amalgamation of that, or one of his foot soldiers gives Freddy Krueger the power to enter dreams as a gatekeeper of sorts. Now the movie doesn't try to make sense out of it; it's really dumb,
right?
But it's like another angle to something that we will never. I shouldn't say never, but never really understand, because dreams are so like infallible. Like they're there and you can never grab them. It's like water. It's like trying to grab water. Yeah. So like it's almost like it's proof. It's evident proof or whatever, tamper proof, whatever. Like you can't poke holes in it because it doesn't exist. Like it's so sure. Weird. And it makes it cool. Is my point. It makes it cool. It adds a layer. And in that movie, they're just doing it to be fun. But
I remember it too.
It still does it though.
It was 3D.
Yes, it was in 3D. Yeah, oh my God, I remember those glasses. But it was still an added layer, and I thought it was cool, thinking about, not in the sense of Freddy Krueger, but in just other ways. And it was cool. I liked it. And it reminds me of Sandman and this story. So.
Interesting. Yeah. And they could take on other shapes, other forms, maybe.
Yeah, right. Right.
Love it. So, you like?
I do.
Good one? I hope the listeners liked it.
Yeah.
Feels like it was a shorter one, but that's okay. I'm okay with that.
Oh, yeah, no. I'm okay with that, too.
Yeah, I'm good with that.
I do have something, if you want.
Yeah.
We don't have to. I do, not often, but I occasionally vividly dream. I don't have control on my dreams, but I do dream. Almost every time I dream is something very bizarre. By very bizarre, I just mean it's rarely anything bland or boring, at least the ones I remember. And what I try to do is, as soon as I wake up, I do my very most to write it down.
Do you remember we did this?
Yeah, we did this before.
We did this for Patreon.
Was it for Patreon?
Where we where we kept dream journals,
Oh, really?
and then we talked about
yes.
it, and we went into depth about dreaming, and
Yes, we did.
then we at the very
Maybe
end,
we could redo that show or something.
I would love to do that again. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. I'm pretty sure I still have those old ones.
I still have it. I still have a copy.
Oh, you
of
still have those? Oh, that's even better.
Yep.
Well, then maybe I shouldn't say. I was going to offer a weird dream that I had. That has nothing to do with this.
Oh,
I don't dream of
no,
a
if you wanna
I don't
talk about
dream of a man
Yeah.
or anything.
A man with weird eyebrows
right,
and
with the thin lips and
yeah.
shit. No, I didn't dream that. But I've had a weird ones. No, I will save it. That's even better.
In case we do a dream
Yes,
episode for
that'd
the
be
regular
cool.
feed.
Because I write a lot. Like this is a lot.
Oh, wow.
So there's a lot. So no, I'll save it. That's cool. Thank you for reminding me.
Yeah.
I was gonna say we're talking about dreams. I could offer a weird dream, but I could just offer a next and a better, more thematic thing.
Yeah, for that Patreon episode, it's been a while.
Mm-hmm.
It might have been during COVID or pre-COVID. Anyway, we journaled for about a week.
Did we? I
And
don't
we
remember.
would wake up and just jot down whatever the hell, and it was some weird stuff. It was interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was fun.
Cool.
Then we got into different type of dreams and
Yeah.
interpretations of common themes in dreams.
I think Lexi Raven was in that one, right?
I think she was. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
okay. Cool.
So maybe we should revisit that.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
Cool. Well, I'm glad you liked it, listeners. I hope you liked it. If you have any feedback, contact at chicagoghostpodcast.com
Chicago Ghost.
or call 872-529-0767. Oscar, take us home.
Don't use that number. Ready, spaghetti?
Oh, this some spaghetti sounds good.
Does that mean yes?
I found out food and it's literally like a drug for me.
Food is like, oh, I see.
100%.
As a coping thing or something like that?
Yeah, I mean, making these changes that I have in my life, it affects you like I would imagine. I've never withdrawn from drugs. I've never withdrawn from alcohol. Never been an addict. But I would imagine that's what addicts go through. With the wild mood swings, the anger, the sadness, the manic happiness, it's crazy.
Yeah.
And it's fucking food.
Yeah, I mean, also
It's
a
the
lot of
hardest-
food is, I mean, sugar is a huge component
It's
in
all
food.
addicting.
Really addicting, yes. Especially processed stuff, if you can imagine. I mean, I can't imagine. So.
Half the shit we eat here is outlawed in other countries. Like, you won't find it in Europe,
Right.
you know?
Yeah.
It's been really hard. So that's when you said, like, spaghetti. I'm like, oh, fucking spaghetti sounds so good. So what, trying to think, man.
I also saw the, you ever heard of twin films? Twin films is like a phenomenon that happens in Hollywood. Dante's Peak,
There you go.
Dante's Peak, Volcano, and then
Deep Impact.
and Armageddon. Right.
Yeah.
Those are the classic ones. There's one that just came out a few months ago.
What is it?
The First Omen and Immaculate.
Oh, okay. First Omen. Loved it.
Loved it. It was fun.
Thought it was great.
I thought it was fun. Yes.
And I'm like,
It was a great twist on the prequel. It was like kind of cool.
Yes.
So Immaculate, very similar vibes. Both take place in Italy or something. Both about a nun being pregnant. Also, her attractiveness or being attractive is part of the thing, and it's about a weird convent where they do shady shit. It's very similar vibes. They're twin films for sure.
No shit.
And they came out within a month of each other.
So I haven't seen that one.
Yeah, I liked Immaculate.
Did you?
I didn't love it, but I loved it. Yeah.
I heard the ending was lacking, wanting more, sort of thing.
I don't know. I feel like a lot of movies do that. I don't know. I guess it didn't bother me. Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't seen it. Liked Omen. That's what I heard about Immaculate, so I haven't watched it, but maybe I'll check it out. Really liked Omen. Well, then we had The Pope's Exorcist. Now we got this other one with Russell Crowe.
Yeah, The Exorcism.
Yeah, so where everyone was like, is that part 2?
No,
it isn't.
it is not at all. It's
So
about
that's
the
a
making
twin.
of a movie that's like The Exorcist.
Is that what it's about?
Oh yeah, it's about he's an actor playing like the priest he's playing Father Marin. He's playing like the
Really?
Father Marin type in a movie that's like The Exorcist, but it's not The Exorcist.
Okay.
And then that production gets haunted, and he gets possessed. It's kind of cool, but it has nothing to do with the Pope's Exorcist.
Got it. Well, they sure marketed it to kind of look that way.
It did. I think they're fucking with us.
Okay,
100%.
But, so that reminds me. Nicolas Cage. Arturians, Centurions. Manchurians.
No.
Arcadian. Hated it.
I didn't see it. I almost saw it, and then you told me you didn't like it. So.
Oh, we did talk about that one?
No, you texted me. You're like, you sucked. That's all you told me. I don't know why it sucked. But
I had such high hopes, man. It looked so good.
He has a
Cage, of course.
Yeah, right. Well, Cage is really up in the air. It's flip a coin on him.
How could and that was my whole a Nicolas Cage horror film with creatures.
I mean, not everything's Mandy.
How could it be boring? It was fucking boring.
Oh, was it?
And what really made me wanted to see it, I was reading an article. It was like on Dread Central or something, and it said that the director, the creator, whoever, got the idea for the monsters off of Goofy from Disney.
Oh.
And I'm like, I gotta fucking see this.
Okay.
So, the first two times you see the monsters, you're like, whoa, that's crazy. Never seen something like that before. Then you're like, fucking stop already. It's
Really?
enough. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
If you
That's
ever
weird.
see it, you'll see what I'm
I
saying.
have no idea what's about. I mean, I don't know if I'm going to see it. So.
Well, it's the monsters, their face, their mouth, you could, if you think Goofy,
Yeah.
you could see it.
Yeah.
But their whole thing is like they open and close their mouths
Gosh.
really, really fast, and it makes this like clack, 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 clack.
Huh.
So think of like
Have you seen that one Goofy
a
skit?
Pac-Man.
The one Goofy skit where he's in court for first degree murder of murdering all these children in a school bus, and he's
No.
like, "Gosh, I'll do it again. I love blood." Like in that voice, though.
Who did that?
It's like an online YouTube sketch thing. It's
Oh,
so
it's
hilarious. And the
great,
lawyer is like, Your Honor, my client's insane. Clearly, he has no responsibility for his actions, and please exonerate him. He's very sick. And he's like, I'll do it again. Don't let me out. Like,
Oh my god!
it's so funny
Well-
because he's doing the goofy voice, and it's just
Oh jeez.
he has blood on him still. It's fucking
Yeah,
fucking great.
not good. I really want to see Long Legs. Dying to see Long Legs.
Yeah, I saw a trailer. I didn't spoil anything, thankfully. It's just like a very ethereal
Trailers are very weird.
trailer. I mean, they're up in the air. You just don't know. It's like Nicolas Cage movie. You just don't know what you're gonna get. I saw the bike riders, and I hated that I saw that trailer because
wait.
it depicted a different movie than it was. I'm like,
Wait, Bike Riders? You mean with Jared?
yeah, Austin Butler and Tom Hardy and
It wasn't good.
I liked the movie. It wasn't great though. I feel like it has some problems, but it takes place in Chicago during the '60s. I mean, gives me a lot of those awesome vibes for sure. It just doesn't lead anywhere that I thought it was going. Again, one because of the trailer. The trailer made it seem like those is like the Goodfellas of bike riders, but it's not.
Yeah, good,
But it's not
description.
right. But it's not, and like you makes you want to watch Goodfellas. But not necessarily the bike riders. Like I said,
No shit.
I had some fun with it. I think you'll like it. Maybe. I mean, maybe you could love it. Maybe I'm seeing it way off too. But I just remember feeling more disappointed, or equal parts disappointed, as I thought it was cool. So it was like a mixed bag.
Huh. Well, that's something. I thought it was going to be fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I love that director. He did some really good movies.
Who was the director?
Nichols. Forget his name. Jeff Nichols.
Okay.
He did Midnight Special. I don't know if you saw that. He did Take Shelter. It's a movie I showed you.
Oh, with Michael Shannon?
Yes. About he has
I
those
did see
prophetic
that.
dreams of the end.
Yeah.
He did that movie.
I think I remember liking that movie. Too.
Yeah, I think you liked it. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was a long time ago. I showed it to you.
The Take Shelter. No, the first one.
Midnight Special.
That's with that's an old
Michael Shannon too. It's about the kid who is like has like these alien powers, and the government's trying to go after him.
yes.
But he's living in a cult, like in a Christian cult that's like worshiping him and trying to use him for. But the government's after him. Michael Shannon's the father trying to break him out of that.
I swear, I know.
I think you've seen it.
Because we like Michael Shannon, so if a movie comes out, we'll watch it. Except the Iceman. I didn't really like the Iceman very much. But anyway.
I didn't love it either.
Arcadian. I really want to see. Talia saw the new M. Night Shyamalan one.
I saw The Watchers. Yeah.
The Watchers.
Yeah.
She liked it.
Yeah, it's fun. It's not like an actual horror movie. I would call it more of a mystery thriller.
I'm good with that.
Yeah, then you're good.
Yeah,
it's almost like a movie good for kids too. It's very like, it's not trying to like show a lot. Like all the deaths are kind of off screen in the moment, like they cut away, which is good, which is fine.
The Watchers.
Like again, it's more of a mystery. I like the mystery in the end. I don't know if you'll find it ridiculous. I liked it. It's supernatural, which is cool.
Great. Yeah, no, I want to. We were going to go see that in the movie, which we just never did.
Had fun.
There's 2 Shyamalan movies, right?
So that's not him. That's his daughter.
That's what it was.
She's a nepo baby. She wrote and directed it, and then her father M. Night produced it and obviously made it happen.
Which one?
The Watchers. What were you saying?
I thought there were 2 Shyamalan movies.
So there is one that he's having this year. It's not out yet, though.
What's it called?
I forget.
I did too.
Yeah.
But didn't we see a preview for it? Like,
I think I might have. I don't remember. Are you going to see the Quiet Place one?
Yeah.
Comes out this weekend.
Of course. Oh, does it?
I think so.
It's this weekend?
Pretty sure.
Yeah, of course.
I really want to see Maxine. That's the one I really want to see. Maxxx. It's like 3 X's
the
in the middle.
Pearl.
Yeah.
What's her name?
Mia Goth.
That's it. Yeah, I'd watch it.
I really want to see it. It's about, it's about the Night Stalker, right?
I did not.
Yeah. It takes place in LA during the Night Stalker era in the 70s, 80s, whatever.
Really?
And she's like, I mean, it's all very, whatever. It's not going to be based on reality, but like, that's what it looks like. The news are in the trailer are talking about the Night Stalkers out there killing women, and she's out there at night, and a woman. So like, it's gonna be like, I don't know.
I haven't seen a preview for it,
but it just looks cool. It looks stylistic. It looks 80s. It looks
love
fun.
it. I'm in.
Like fun.
I'm in. Beetlejuice.
Yeah. Oh, I want to see that too.
Yes, of course.
I mean, who isn't going to see that
be
movie?
great.
That's going to make so much money.
Jenna Ortega, Michael Keaton.
Yeah.
Winona.
I saw Inside Out too. Also.
Italian, whoever she went with, they went yesterday or the day before to see it. They loved it.
Yeah, it's great. I saw it twice.
So, did you really?
Yes.
Yeah, I liked the first one.
And if you watch it, you'll be like, "That's me."
Really?
Like that's my lead emotion right there.
Oh, now I gotta see it.
Yeah, 100%. We did a review on it, and it just came out yesterday, and we spent like an hour talking about that fucking movie.
Wow. All right. Yes, they loved it. They said it was sad.
Well, yeah, it goes everywhere.
But I'll definitely watch it. We watched the first one. What else am I excited about? A series. Let's talk about on Apple TV. There's a Jake Gyllenhaal Roadhouse.
I saw that. It's on Prime.
You know what? It was fun. It was fun.
Well, like, yes, it was fun. I had fun with it. There's some kind of wacky direction with the punching and stuff, like the first camera POV punching thing that they did in the movie.
Yeah.
I like that. It was kind of weird and wacky. I wouldn't say that the action wowed me beyond that point. I kind of wish it was better.
Really? Oh, I'd say I thought it was great.
But but it was still fun. It was like fun, and I liked it. I think it tried to be a little too gritty when it didn't have to. But ultimately, I'm like, I think the reason I don't love this movie the way I liked the original is because just Patrick Swayze is just much more charming than Jake Gyllenhaal. Like, I found him way more convincing in a ridiculous role like this than Jake Gyllenhaal.
Really?
Yeah, I think ultimately Jake Gyllenhaal is trying. It's like he's like too emo, maybe more than Swayze was.
Interesting.
Because I was like, maybe it's the lead. I think he's just the leading man. I'm like, I think I just prefer Swayze in it.
Huh. Well, I mean, of course, that pushed us to go and watch the first one again. Could it have been?
I saw it too.
Fucking 30
right before.
years
I saw it like a week before I saw that one.
And it was great.
Yeah.
Don Henley. Is it Don Henley? The blind. He just died. No, he didn't just die. He died a while ago. The band.
Oh, yes.
I mean, I used to listen to his music. It's Don Henley.
I think so. I don't know. I'm really bad with music stuff.
It's fantastic. It's just so 80s. It's so great.
Yeah.
So we had fun with it. I fucking hate Conor McGregor. He is.
Who was that?
Conor McGregor was the main villain in
the new one.
Yeah.
The UFC fighter?
MMA guy, yeah.
So I heard Rob told me that he's an actual MMA fighter.
Oh, yeah.
And I didn't know that because I don't watch that
Huge.
shit. I didn't know anything about him. It was my first time watching him.
Yep. He's garbage.
He was wacky in that movie.
Crazy. The way he walked. And, fuck
yeah. So why do you hate him? He's crazy? Why?
He's just a puke.
Okay.
He's just a puke.
Okay.
So I like that. But Jake Gyllenhaal, there's this series called Presumed Innocent on
I've not seen
TV.
that.
It's really good.
I get a lot of trailers for that.
It's good.
I just don't know if I'm ready for that kind of mystery right now. I saw the trailers. It looks like one of those kinds of shows. I'm like, I don't know if I want something
in Chicago, if that helps.
Oh, it does. You know what else is set in Chicago that I really love? That's also on Apple TV. I saw Dark Matter.
Dark Matter.
What?
I stopped.
Where did you stop?
Third episode. I'm like, I can't do this anymore.
Why not?
If I hear this one more time, I'm gonna fucking shoot myself.
The light flicker? It's like 3 times an episode.
Dude,
it's not that much. It's not that much. Oh my
I don't like
God.
it, man. I don't like it. We tried. I really tried.
It gets so much better. If you could get to the last 2 episodes, it goes fucking bonkers.
Really?
Yes, it does. But, you know.
Maybe it's because we tried. We did try.
It's so good. I love that. I want to read the book now. Because it's based by an author that I read one of his other books, Recursion, which is badass.
I remember like saying, like, "Oh, I've heard of that author" or something.
Yeah. This is he actually like wrote and directed the show a lot too, so it's like his first time involved in it.
Oh, okay.
So,
all right, so maybe we'll give it a try at some point, but I just couldn't take it anymore. It's very hard.
I definitely don't take drugs at all. And this is like acid or something. Oh, coke sometimes. Okay. Ready, spaghetti?
Yeah. 155.
155? What did you say last
episode, right? This is 155.
Yeah, did you say something else before?
No.
Okay, then.
I wrote 154 because I didn't know, when I wrote this, I didn't know I was going to have an update episode.
Oh, I see.
So it's 155.
Okay, well, to me, there's no difference. Yeah.
No, but we just did 154. I said
yes.
Right? Okay, so I'm going to say 155. Okay.
Yes, yes, 100%. All right, let's do this in 5, 4, 3, 2...